So yes, welcome to Ghana Sports Update TV. Over here, this is where we give you the very best of sports updates in Ghana regarding the sports league. The local league and also players abroad, especially those who play in the Blasters of Ghana and also those doing well or scoring goals or giving good performances in Europe or any part of the world. As far as football is concerned, my name is Brakwame and welcome to this channel. If you're new over here, what you have to do now is just subscribe, hit the notification button, comment, let us know whatever you think about the content you're watching or yes, having a view now. Let's talk about those in the Blasters now and the AFCON tournament. Ghana is actually out of the tournament just because of poor performance and at least getting 2 points in the tournament in the group stage. 2 goals scored by Kudus Mohammed and also another 2 goals scored by Jordan Ayew, which means Ghana scored 4 goals in the tournament. No, 5 goals in the tournament. Yes, another goal was scored by Alexander Jugu. 5 goals in the tournament and 6 goals conceded. 6 goals conceded. Richard Ofori is part of the error makers. Denis Odoi was quite part, but then let's just look at those who has actually been tipped of resigning from the Blasters of Ghana. The national team. First on the list is Denis Odoi. Amartey Denis Odoi has been tipped or hinted to be out of the national team. The Blasters of Ghana. One, why? What is the problem? Is it because of poor performance? One, yes, that is part. Poor performance is part during the AFCON tournament, and also his age. Denis Odoi plays for Club Brugge in the Belgian league, but then the man is 35 years of age, though according to reports or according to football statistics, there are a lot of players who are more than the age 35. Some are even 30, 39, but still plays active football. But then Denis Odoi is one of the players whose pace in terms of running, going in for ball, running to cross balls and other stuffs are quite low. And with that, as a defender or right back or left back or whatever position you play, you just need to get a pace, understand? But then this gentleman is good in defending, but his pace is actually diminishing him in the field of play, you understand? So Denis Odoi, according to reports, is being tipped to resign for the Blasters of Ghana due to his poor performance and also the fans' reactions towards his performance in the AFCON 2023-2024 in Ivory Coast. The gentleman is 35 years of age. But then, what do you think about that? Do you think the man should resign or should just bring out a press statement regarding his resignation? It is not yet confirmed from the camp or his management, but there is a verbal altercation going on between him and his management, according to report. So we are just waiting for a press statement from him where he's going to approve it or like his management is going to approve it or not, either for him to resign. That is the first player we're talking about right now. But the next player is Daniel Amartey, our main man, Daniel Amartey, the main Ghanaian, the crowd boy, Daniel Amartey, who plays for Besiktas in the Turkish league. Amartey is just 30 years. 30 years, yes, 30 years. 30 years. 30 years. He was born on 21st of December in 1994. Daniel Amartey is 30 years of age. And the gentleman has set himself up to resign for the Blasters of Ghana. And there was even a speculation when he started during the tournament. Daniel Amartey couldn't get much playing time. Yes, I think he came in our last game against Mozambique, and that was even a few minutes to the end of the game. But before the match, Daniel Amartey has already deleted most Blasters or Ghana, anything related to Ghana national team, anything related to Ghana on his Instagram page. He deleted anything related to Ghana and also some posts regarding to his former team, Leicester City. So it was left with just 3 posts from the gentleman. And right after our game against Mozambique, where Ghana exited from the group stage of the tournament, Daniel Amartey actually gave off his jerseys, both the top and down. It was left with his pants, and this actually brought another speculation that how can you just give out your? It could be just the top, right? But then both the top and down, and even right after the tournament or right after our match against Mozambique, and even giving out his jerseys out, he actually posted another video that was just the next day, jamming to songs on social media, which means he wasn't in the mood of sorrowful. He wasn't actually mourning with Ghanaians that, yo, you've left, or you are no more part of the tournament, and with that, at least you just need to be in consolation, you understand. But the man or the gentleman was just seen in a video, a viral video, dancing to songs from Ghanaian artists. So according to reports, the man himself has actually announced among his friends that he's actually going to stay out of the national team. Well, he's just 30 years and we could see he's very much active and he can just still play. But then Daniel Amartey just want to focus on his club level football. So if we don't see Daniel Amartey in the national team again, then it means the man himself is actually not ready, or he has actually announced himself out of the national team. That is Daniel Amartey for you. The next person we are talking about is the captain of the national team, Dede Ayew, the captain of the Blasters of Ghana, Dede Ayew. He also captained at the 20, where they actually won, I know you know about it. They won the World Cup, under 20 World Cup and other, But then the man himself, Dede Ayew, is saying, or according to speculations and according to the fans' reactions, Dede Ayew need to step out from the national team. One, Dede Ayew is just 34 years of age. 34 years. And he's now been signed to French League One side Le Havre. They just got promoted from the League 2 and they are now in the League 1. He actually stayed inactive from football for some time, I think more than 6 months after leaving Nottingham Forest. So for about 6 months, he wasn't playing active football. So he got a team. And Dede Ayew's performance in the AFCON was quite awful. He actually even contributed to our penalty that led us to a loss. You understand? Yes, he was part of the errors. He was part of the error makers in the national team or in our AFCON games, especially the last game against Mozambique, which if we would have won, if we won and Kaya Queen, but then it didn't happen that way, you understand? So Dede Ayew, according to fans, according to sports analysts, according to sports pundits, even across the world, they are just rooting for the man to stay out of the national team. Is this going to be possible? Is this going to be possible for this man? Charlie, Dede Ayew is quite like a team owner, you understand? He actually owns the Blasters, in quotes. So we are just hoping if Dede Ayew is still going to leave the tournament, is going to leave the national team. He actually set a new record for himself in the tournament. That is being part of the legends who has actually had 5 appearances or more than 5 appearances in the AFCON tournament. So his name was projected on the big screen. He had he had a frame for himself being placed in the legends or being placed in the legends room in the AFCON. You understand? So I don't know if Dede Ayew is actually going to accept the fans' reaction of staying away from the Blasters. But then he's hinted and tipped to stay away from the Blasters of Ghana, the national team. The last person I'm going to talk about now is Richard Ofori. Richard Ofori is just 30 years old. I think 29 to 30 years. He plays for Orlando Pirates in South Africa. And this is the man who actually was our main goalkeeper in the AFCON tournament 2023-2024 in Ivory Coast. He was actually the goalkeeper for our first game against Cape Verde, the second game against Egypt, and also the third game against Mozambique. The third game against Mozambique was the baddest of all. Let me just put it in the baddest of all. This is where Ghana has actually qualified. We were leading by 2-1, and Richard Ofori by his it's an indelible mistake. You understand? For his mistake, even if he apologizes for Ghanaians, I don't know if I think most Ghanaians wouldn't even forgive him. The ball is just going to go okay, just leave the ball. But then I think he was confused. You understand? He was confused and he actually touched the ball and he couldn't even grab the ball once. He touched it and just left and Charlie ball in a corner. No, it was a corner. And then the Mozambicans actually just tried their best, kicked the ball and pat into the net. He couldn't catch the ball. So, Richard Ofori Richard Ofori he has actually announced to his management that he just want to stay away from the Blasters of Ghana. But then he's still young, and I know he's just energetic and can still be in the team. But then Ghanaians and the talk is actually putting fear in this young gentleman to stay away from the national team. I mean the Blasters of Ghana. So these are four players who have been tipped to stay away from the Blasters of Ghana, as far as their poor performances and also age is concerned in the national team. My name is Brauko Amide, Ghana Sports Update TV.